Imagine you're planning your dream house. Would you tell the builder, just give me 3 bedrooms and a kitchen and walk away? Probably not. You'd want detailed floor plans, material lists, plumbing, electric wiring, everything. In the world of software, the same logic applies. That detailed plan is called the Software Design Document, or SDD. Today we'll explore what an SDD really is, why it's crucial, what goes inside it, and how it's different from something called the SRS. Let's break it all down with simple real-world examples. A Software Design Document, or SDD, is a detailed, technical guide that explains how the software will be built. Not what it will do, but how every feature will actually work under the hood. Think of it like this. If the Software Requirements Specification, SRS, says, build a chat app with end-to-end encryption, the SDD will say, we'll use the XMPP protocol over TLS with AES 256 encryption for payload and RSA for key exchange. The chat logic will run on microservices deployed via Kubernetes. It defines which architecture to use, like monolith or microservices, what design patterns, like MVC or repository, what data structures and algorithms, like hash tables for search or queues for message delivery, how APIs, databases, and modules interact. It's the complete technical recipe, from back-end logic to front-end screens. Let's say a company is building a food delivery app. Without an SDD, the back-end developer might build the order system with REST APIs, the front-end team might assume it's GraphQL, the payment logic might miss retry mechanisms, the tester might have no idea what the actual flow is. Without a central design document, confusion leads to bugs, delays, and wasted effort. But with an SDD in place, developers know exactly what architecture and tools to use. QA testers understand the internal logic and edge cases. Project managers can track technical progress. New team members onboard faster. It becomes the single source of technical truth. Here are the most common sections you'll find in a professional software design document, or SDD. First, the introduction. This section covers the purpose of the document, project overview, and definitions. Next, the design overview. This is where you'll find the high-level architecture. Is it client-server, cloud-native? Does it use microservices or a monolithic setup? Then, we have component design. This is a detailed breakdown of modules. For example, in an e-commerce app, you might have a product catalog module, cart service, and payment gateway. Following that is data design. This includes ER diagrams, database structures, and caching strategies like Redis, as well as DBMS options like PostgreSQL or MongoDB. Next up is interface design. This section covers REST API contracts, GraphQL schemas, and UI wireframes. Security and performance considerations come next. Here you'll find details on encryption methods, latency expectations, and scaling plans. Finally, appendices. This section includes tools used, libraries, design decisions, glossary, and references. A good SDD includes diagrams, sequence flows, error handling strategies, and scalability plans. Now here's a common confusion. People often mix up the SDD with the SRS. The SRS, or Software Requirements Specification, defines what the software should do, in business terms. It says, the user should be able to log in using email or Google, or the system must support up to 10,000 concurrent users. But the SDD defines how the system will accomplish this. It says, we'll implement OAuth 2.0 using Google Identity APIs, or the login service will be built with Node.js using JWT authentication, and deployed on AWS Lambda for scalability. To put it simply, the SRS is for clients, PMs, and stakeholders. The SDD is for developers, architects, and testers. The SRS is the destination. The SDD is the detailed map and fuel plan to get there. The SDD is usually written by software architects, senior developers, or technical leads. It's created after the SRS is signed off, during the design phase of the software development lifecycle. This happens before a single line of code is written. The goal is to think through what components are needed, what tech stack fits best, what are the risks and constraints, how will modules talk to each other. For example, if your app needs real-time updates, you'll plan WebSocket communication in the SDD itself, not after development starts. A well-crafted SDD isn't just documentation, it's insurance for your software project. It prevents chaos, keeps the team aligned, and makes sure your project can grow and scale smoothly. So before you start building your next app, make sure your blueprint, the SDD, is ready to guide you. If this helped you understand SDDs better, hit like, share with your team, and subscribe for more detailed tech breakdowns.